The second step in the architecture for building leadership brand is to write a declaration of your leadership brand. And your declaration of leadership brand answers some really fundamental questions about leadership for your company. First, what's my company's theory of leadership? What do leaders here believe about what effective leaders should do? What makes our leaders in our organization, different from leaders in your organization? And how can we develop leaders across businesses, geographies, functions, and so on in a way that adds up to building the right kind of leaders everywhere? We can do that by having a declaration of leadership brand. In order to build this declaration of leadership brand, in order to be able to write it, we need to look at what are the elements of leadership brand in terms of what leaders need to be able to know, be, and do. So there's two elements of leadership brand. The first is what we call the leadership code, and the second are what we call the leadership differentiators. Let's look at the code first. The code is a result of a lot of research done by a whole multitude of leadership thought leaders all over the world. And Dave and Ulrich and Kate Sweetman and I talked to these thought leaders and tried to synthesize their research that answers the question, what must an effective leader be able to do? And it's the majority of the leadership brand, about 65%, is this leadership code or the fundamentals or the building blocks of an effective leader anywhere. Those 5 fundamental blocks, or what we call the leadership code, are that all leaders need to be strategists. They need to answer the question, where are we going? They need to be executors. How are we going to get there? They need to be talent managers. How are we going to engage our team and keep them committed and excited about what we're trying to do? They need to be human capital developers, in that they need to be able to address the next generation of talent and understand who's going with us in the future. And the fifth is they must have personal proficiency, which is how can I individually improve my own leadership judgment, perspective, and skills. So that's what we call the leadership code. It's those basics of what being an effective leader are anywhere. The other side are these leadership differentiators. That's the 35% that makes our leaders different from your leaders. Because if they all are supposed to have the code and be able to do all of those 5 dimensions by the time they become a senior executive, what are the pieces that make us really different from leaders in another organization? Well, to get at those differentiators, we have to ask ourselves, what's our firm identity? How are we talking to the outside world about who we are and how we're different and why our customers should buy from us? When we've answered that question, we can be like Walmart, and I'll use them as an example. Walmart's firm identity is everyday low prices. So how do you translate everyday low prices into a set of leadership differentiators? Well, I'm making this up right now because we haven't done this with Walmart, but if we did, we'd begin to say, what are the kind of things that leaders need to do in order to ensure that their customers are receiving the everyday low prices that are advertised on their website, on their signs about who they are and what they're going to get as a customer of Walmart. So leaders at Walmart need to be able to do things like optimize the distribution channel. They need to be able to partner effectively with their suppliers to ensure optimal cost efficiencies. And they also need to be able to price in a way that ensures this value and know what other companies in the area are selling their products and services for. Well, we'll take that all together again. We've got leadership brand is the code, which are these basic, the 5 fundamental blocking and tackling factors. Time the differentiators. And the differentiators come out of our firm identity, and these are the things that make us unique, and our leaders need to be able to do these things really well because they differentiate our company and our customer experience from the customer experience that customers of other companies would be different. And then as we bring those together, so the code times the differentiators, To write the Declaration of Leadership Brand, we have to then say a so that. So that there are some results. So all of our leaders in our company need to have the code basics, and they need to be able to deliver on the differentiators that make us unique, so that we deliver value to our stakeholders, so that we deliver value to our employees, to our customers, to our investors, to our suppliers, and to our community. And that's what a Declaration of Leadership Brand is.